Meghan, just, we haven't had a chance to catch up with you, but overall, how do you feel the week went with, invites and new draft picks, older draft picks? How did it go?
Yeah, great week. Great week. I think we ended here on an awesome note. Obviously, a nice game for the fans and all the staff that's here. But, we asked the guys, the group of 33 guys that were here, we asked them at the beginning of the week to just show up and with intention and purpose every day. And those are the standards we're setting in our organization, and that's exactly what they did. It was an awesome group of guys, and we had a really fun week.
How much of an experience like a development camp is not just about the on-ice stuff, but also understanding what is expected as a New Jersey Devil?
Yeah, it's a huge piece of it. Honestly, I'd say it's 50% of 50% on ice, 50% off ice. We had them do all sorts of stuff as the media saw, on Twitter and Instagram and all that. But that's a big part of it. Learn what it means to be here, right? Whether that's serving your community. We went to Barnabas Hospital. Whether that's the trip to West Point, learning about leadership and sacrifice and teamwork and commitment and how to compete. And then the off-ice nutrition aspect and mental performance and sleep. We provided these guys with resources this week that I think is really going to help them in their young pro careers, and it'll be about which ones want to take advantage of that, right? And take advantage of the opportunity to get better. And with this group we had here this week of great guys, I think a lot of them will.
How nice is it watching these guys develop, because you get them when they're so young, 18 years old, and then some guys it's their second, third camps, and watching them grow as players every year that they come back.
Yeah, honestly, it's my favorite part of the job. That's why I love this job. The opportunity to work with these kind of young, untainted, kind of eyes open players at this point in their career. Some of them now, I'm going into my third season here and have had the opportunity to work with these guys since I've been here. And so building those relationships, watching them change, their bodies grow, their game change. It's the best part of the job, honestly.
Was there anybody that you saw this year that maybe you saw last year and said to yourself, wow, really saw a lot of growth in them from year to year, or maybe even someone new?
Yeah, you know what? Josh Philman, I think, has been a really good player for us. He came into rookie camp and dev camp and main camp last year after being drafted and opened some eyes. He's got a big body. He's got a great knack for scoring goals. He handles the puck well. He moves well. Scored 47 goals in the Western League this year, and we challenged him. You got to get bigger, you got to get stronger last year, and he was responsive to that. So he showed up, he's gone up in everything, and he emerged as a leader here this week, which is also what we want to see. So there's a lot of guys making changes and doing what we ask, but he's a good example of it.
Yeah. Go ahead. You guys stand out that first time here that kind of you see it come back?
Yeah, really happy with the guys we drafted. We just drafted a couple weeks ago. You look at the game we just had. You got Brownie gets 2 goals and Cam gets 1, and thought Chase Cheslock looked excellent. Lenny's had an awesome week. So kudos to our amateur staff and all the work that they did bringing those guys into our organization. We had meetings with all 4 of those guys last night as part of our standard player meetings at camp, and just all positive stuff, giving them kudos for what they did here this week and encouraging them to keep working on their game and talking to them about how we'll be in touch quite a bit as we move forward here.
Throughout the week, what impressed you the most from these prospects?
Like I said when I started, and a few of us mentioned it to the players in our camp wrap-up, just a great group of guys. I've been around a lot of different teams, obviously, a few different camps here in New Jersey and different athletes, but this was a special group, I think. They were really, what impressed me the most, honestly, how respectful and professional and mature they went about their business. And that goes a long way, how they treat the staff, how they engage in the community, how dialed in they were at West Point yesterday in a pretty special day and an unforgettable experience for them. So that was what I love seeing the most.
You mentioned a little...
Josh, later round pick, 6th round pick. Is he someone that you guys are seeing, projecting as, potentially an NHL player?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we just talked about his game a little bit and areas that he's going to keep working on and improving. But, you guys saw we signed him at the end of this season, and he's able to come over to Utica at the end of the season and learn a bit, be around the pro guys. So, he's definitely a player, we value in this organization. We're excited to keep working with him and see where his game can go.
You mentioned it a little bit to Sam before, but just what do you get out of this, personally, from an experience like this?
Yeah, it's awesome. Honestly, we got a great group of staff here. This is an all hands on deck event. You know, we start planning it late winter, early spring, and everyone has a piece in it. Whether it's the office staff, the development staff, medical, and I love everyone coming together. I love all the staff being a part of the events. You know, we were at West Point yesterday. We got staff up on the leader reaction course, going through the obstacles. So. Great week to just build relationships, right? We asked the players to come in and form connections with each other and the staff, but also the staff. Like some of us that are out in the fields, not everyone's in New Jersey all the time. We don't get the opportunity to be together, and we're grinding out in the field to bring these guys in here, and so the opportunity to come together, spend some time together, build those relationships, and put something really special together for the players is awesome.
Obviously, development is a year-long process, not just this week. A lot of these guys go back to their college teams or their junior teams. What's the balance like, working with them, developing them, but also not wanting to step on like their current coaches' toes and things like that?
Yeah, I think for us, we have each player is assigned a development coach that really kind of owns their development in their case. And yeah, it's different if the guy's in college or junior. There's different restrictions, but what we do is try to work in tandem with all their stakeholders, right? Their coaches, their off-ice trainers, their agents, their families. So, we use Eric Weinrich for an example, working with players like Luke and Seamus, over the last year at Michigan, and Ethan Edwards. And, he goes into town. We watch games, obviously, report on players, provide feedback. But we sit down with coaches, go through video at Michigan. He takes the guys out for breakfast, helps with mindset and professionalism and habits, and is a mentor, too. So, we have some really great development coaches in place to be excellent mentors for these guys at the critical stage in their career. And so we're just working on that when we're with these guys.
As a former professional athlete, what lessons and teachings do you get from your playing days and try to translate it to these prospects?
To me, as a player, my motto was always is just compete, and that's something that Fitzy stresses with our guys. Like whether it was on the ice, off the ice, whether it was washing my car, like the details, the work ethic, like it matters. It matters at every level, but at this level. We had a couple players come in, young players. This is their first time playing pro at this camp, and they're like, wow, these guys are big and strong and fast, right? And so the compete is the number one thing I look for when I'm looking at players, when I'm evaluating, and you can see it right off the bat. So that's something that we stressed a lot with these players last week, and I think will help them, in their future pro careers.
Meghan, your thoughts on Tyler Brennan and your outlook for him next season?
Yeah, you know what? Tyler now coming in after a great year in Prince George, and he got to the end of the season and really earned that starting spot in playoffs for his team out there. Unfortunately, had a small injury at the end of the season, but yeah, he showed up at camp. He's a bigger, stronger, more mature kid. I thought he was more engaged in the pro game, and he's a great prospect for us. So we're excited to keep following him. We got an awesome goalie staff and group that maintains great connections with those guys. So we were obviously excited to sign him and bring him into the organization at the end of last season, and it'd be great for us to have him over here this way this year.
Meghan, what is it you're looking for players that you invite to camp, and specifically Andre Seneca, I believe? What did you see out of a really big player like that?
What did you not see in that kid? He's a 6'5", power forward from Cornell. Andre was actually a guy, our scouting staff and our kind of head of player performance noticed last year prior to Dev Camp in his whatever year that was for him at Cornell. We invited him to development camp last year, and unfortunately right before he got mono. So he was still on our radar. We had seen him a lot this season. As you guys know, we got coaches and scouts out everywhere watching these guys. So he's a big, strong power forward, and that is a role that every team needs, right? But he's got good skill too. I thought he had a great game today. He stood out to a lot of us, and we'll look forward to continuing to watch him at Cornell this upcoming season.